Hi everyone, welcome back to Scented Moments channel. I'm Jolima, hope you're all doing well. In this video I want to talk about my top 10 best fall fragrances. Fall is right around the corner, although it's still a bit warm here in Portugal, especially in Lisbon. But well, fall is definitely right around the corner, so it's time to talk about some more spicy, more woody, more cozy, warm fragrances. And I have here 10 fantastic fragrances that are amazing for the fall period and for the colder weather in general. And as usual, I have my top 5 designers and top 5 niche. So without further ado, the number 5 spot in the designer side of things, it's from the house of Hermès, and it is Eau d'Hermès. It's a classic, released in the 60s, if I'm not mistaken. Eau d'Hermès is a stunning fragrance, so unique. Yes, it's old school, yes, it's mature, but still I think it's quite modern to this day. I think you can still wear this fragrance if you like more spicy animalic fragrances. And this also has some aromatic nuances. So in the top you have bergamot, you have lavender, but the most prominent notes here are definitely the cloves, the cardamom. It has also a pepperiness in here, and you have jasmine, you have geranium, so it has a floral nuance here as well. Then you have cedarwood, you have tonka beans, sandalwood, and you have also birch tar. So this is a bit animalic, although it doesn't have like animalic qualities. It has leather, but it doesn't have like castoreum or civet or that type of animalic nuances. But what gives the animalic nuance is the cloves, is the spiciness, because actually I sprayed this fragrance a while, and this scent definitely has a sweatiness in here. It has like a cloves, the spiciness, the clove, that usually in fragrances have this sweaty muskiness, and so this has that nuance. So it's quite sweaty, and it has that, let's say, animalic nuance because of the sweatiness, of the muskiness. It's like a sweaty second skin, if that makes sense. So yeah, this might not be the best description or the most pleasant description, but it's amazing. Although because of that you need to be in the mood to wear this type of scent. It's not probably the most versatile, although this can be a signature scent, because this doesn't project and this isn't a loud scent. It's basically what I want to say is that this is not obnoxious, not at all. This is elegant, it's sophisticated, it's an Hermès, but because of these nuances, the spicy, musky sweatiness that this fragrance has, well, you need to be in a mood to wear it. But nonetheless, you also have the aromatic nuances with lavender, with the bergamot. We have also floral nuances with the geranium. Jasmine here gives a slightly indolic feel, but I think overall this is a perfect scent for fall. You can also wear this during the spring days because after all this has more fresher and floral nuances, but I think because of the spiciness here it's much more prominent, and because the animalic nuances are also more prominent, I think this works better during the fall time. It's a great scent. It's masculine, it's mature, it's elegant, but yeah, it's not a fragrance that I would consider to wear every day, but nonetheless, it's a fragrance that will be on my fall routine. So number 5 spot is Eau d'Hermès from Hermès. Coming in number 4 spot from the house of Guerlain, it is L'Homme Idéal Eau de Parfum. Now, usually there's this debate if we consider Guerlain niche or designer, but because the L'Homme Idéal line it's more of a mainstream line, I'm considering this fragrance more of a designer fragrance. This fragrance doesn't need any introduction, and as you can see, I still have the old bottle presentation with the matte finish in the sides of the bottle. Nowadays it's clear, but the smell is the same. This scent is amazing. I absolutely love this one. The only downside, and that's why this is just number 4, the only downside is really the performance. On my skin, I mean, doesn't project and even doesn't last all that long. Although this is an eau de parfum concentration. This is so delicious, and this screams fall. You have cherry, you have tonka beans, almonds, suede. You have even a hint of tobacco leaves in here. This fragrance is fantastic. I was thinking if I would present this one or the extreme version, which is the most recent release, which was I think last year if I'm not mistaken, but I prefer this one. I already did a review of the extreme version, so feel free to check that review out, but I still prefer this one. The cherry nuance in here, it's done so well. It's very delicious, gives this fruity, gourmandish qualities even because of the almonds and tonka beans. Imagine like a blend between Tonka Imperial from also Guerlain from the La Matiere collection with Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, and you have this one. This is great. It's really amazing, and it's not scratchy. It's so smooth. It's not overly sweet. Yes, it's sweet, but it's not overly sweet, at least not in my opinion. And it's perfect for date night scenario. It's very seductive, very sensual. But again, well, it will not project. It will not last even all that much. I mean, talking about 5 to 6 hours max on my skin. But I absolutely love the scent, and that's why I am featuring this one here. The extreme version, I mean, you don't have the cherry, you have the plum, and you have more tobacco, but feels thinner than this one. So that's why I prefer this one. I still love the extreme, and I think it's a great addition also for your fall routine. But personally, I will go with the eau de parfum. So number 4 spot is Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Eau de Parfum. Coming in at number 3 spot, it's a fragrance that was my number 1 last year in the designer side. It's from the house of Rochas, and it is Moustache Eau de Parfum. Beautiful bottle presentation. Also did a review of this one already. It's very heavy, thick glass, and it's so affordable. This is a 125 ml, and I bought this for 25 or 26 euros in a Spanish online discounter. I mean, it's a fantastic scent, and what quality, what a fantastic quality. This is actually often compared with Yves Saint Laurent Tuxedo from the Le Vestiaire, but I think that fragrance now is discontinued, so I think this is a great alternative. Very solid. I don't remember how Tuxedo smells like. I only remember that I wasn't too impressed, but this one is a different story because, well, first of all, the price. I mean, it's unbeatable. The quality is here. It's another smooth. It's not scratchy, not piercing. Everything is balanced so well. And here you have the orange, you have benzoin, you have patchouli, you have woods in here. It's wonderful. It's very elegant. It has a sweetness, but it's not overly sweet. It has a dustiness also. It's an earthy dustiness from the patchouli. This screams fall. Another fragrance that screams fall. After all, the color of the liquid doesn't deceive. It's perfect for fall time. So again, this has a citrusy nuance in the opening, but starts to develop into a resinous, borderline vanillic, because benzoin gives a vanillic touch to the fragrance, with patchouli that gives more masculinity, with woods. It's wonderful. It's a stunning scent. Again, great performance. This is an eau de parfum and performs like an eau de parfum. It's a true gentleman scent, which you can wear pretty much everywhere, because it has a serious nuance. So you can wear this in the office, in my opinion. I think you can wear this in the colder weather. I think you can pull this one off in the office or at work in general. You can wear this in a night out. You can wear this in a day-to-night scenario, in a formal event. I think this is quite versatile in the colder weather. It's signature scent worthy, in my opinion. So from the house of Rochas, number 3 spot is Moustache Eau de Parfum. Coming in the number 2 spot, it's from the house of Bottega Veneta, and it is Homme, the original. The other two, the Extreme version and the Parfum, were discontinued. Now you only have this one. This is fall elegance in a bottle. I also did a review of this one last year. Wow, this is so elegant. This is piney, it's balsamic, it has fir balsam in here. Oh, it's so good. Have juniper, it's a bit peppery, it's leathery, it's stunning. This is perfect for fall. Good performance. It's in the 7 hours mark. Like, it has an average performance, also average projection. This is elegance. This is pure elegance, pure class. If you want to stand out in a crowd in a more formal event, a more serious event, just wear this one. It's mysterious, it's masculine, and again, incredibly sophisticated. So good. Feel free to check the review again to have a more in-depth knowledge about how this fragrance smells like. It's great. Perfect for fall is Bottega Veneta Homme, and very unique bottle presentation. This is a 90 ml, but it serves a purpose. It's great. It's again Homme from Bottega Veneta. In number 1 spot, it's a masterpiece, which doesn't need any introduction actually. It's from the house of Dior, and it is Dior Homme Encens, the more recent version. And you all know, if you're following this channel for a while, that I absolutely love this version. Actually, the previous versions I was not a big fan of, and actually they were my least favorite fragrances from the Dior Homme line, the original Dior Homme line, because it was just too makeup-y, too sweet for me, and I have a sweet tooth, but that version, at least of Dior Homme Intense, was just too sweet, too makeup-y. This one fixed that problem. Still has the makeup-y nuance, still it's sweet, but it's just so sensual and so seductive and so balanced, and it's not scratchy. It's simply amazing. Of course, you have iris, has a most prominent note. You have cacao, you have a bread seed, you have a hint of cedar. It's simply outstanding. Wow, this is perfect for fall. Another signature scent worthy, in my opinion. And it's definitely, of the 5 fragrances, the most sensual, the most seductive, the most sexy. I love iris, and you definitely gotta love iris to appreciate this one. Great performance. I mean, it lasts through the entire day, at least for me. Projects a lot. I mean, great performance. This is how a reformulation should act. It's great. It's number 1. The number 1, I was actually thinking between this one or the original Dior Homme, not that obnoxious Dior Homme 2020 fragrance. It's the original. I was thinking between one or another, but the original Dior Homme, it's hard to find. It's available here in Europe, but even here it's hard to find. It's available more in France. I'll think now it will be more available. I think Dior just officialized the distribution of the Dior Homme original in the more wider market. Dior Encens, in the other hand, it's much easier to find, so that's why I'm mentioning this one. Dior Homme, the original, is even better for a signature scent, and it's equally a masterpiece, hands down. But this one, it's also amazing, with the ambrette seed that gives a more sensual nuance. Actually, amazing scent. It's again number one, Dior Homme Encens. Now let's talk about the niche fragrances here. Coming in the number 5 spot is from the house of Frapin, and it is 1270. This one right here, which has some following actually, and back in the day this was all over the place in the fragrance community. This fragrance, it's only number 5 spot because of its performance. Yeah, Frapin fragrances don't perform all that much. I also have L'Humaniste, which is to die for, one of the best openings ever, but doesn't last. I mean, it's 3 hours and that's it. This one goes in the same direction. Doesn't last all that much, unfortunately. And although this is an eau de parfum and this has heavy notes, especially when compared with L'Humaniste, but still doesn't perform, unfortunately. But this screams fall. So it's boozy, it has cognac, you have coffee, you have cacao, you have vanilla, you have honey, woods in the base. This is everything that I absolutely love in a colder weather scent. It's unfortunate that this doesn't last. This also has like an orange peel, a candied orange peel in here. It's very unique. It's a very unique scent, very smooth, and again, doesn't feel synthetic. And that for me, it's the first thing. It's my priority is that the fragrance has a natural feel, or at least it's smooth, it's not scratchy, it's not piercing, it's not obnoxious. This one, it's elegant. This one, it's smooth. This one, it's not obnoxious, so it's wonderful. As a fragrance, as a scent, it's stunning. It has a unique part as well. Again, the only downside, it's really the performance, and it's again 3-4 hours and that's it. But I needed to mention this one because it's a fantastic scent nonetheless, and it's perfect for fall time. So from the house of Frapin, in the number 5 spot is 1270. Now coming in the number 4 spot, it's from a very underrated house, and this is of course a very underrated fragrance. It's from the house of Piguet, and it is Oud Divin. This one right here. Oud Divin is so good. This screams fall. So this has coffee, and it has one of the most realistic coffee accords that I ever smelled. So good. And you have patchouli and oud. Patchouli here gives a chocolatey nuance, and then you have the oud, which the oud here gives a woody resinous nuance. It's not like a funky oud or even a very prominent oud. I mean, it's there, but it's not the most prominent note. So coffee and patchouli is what dominates. It's the dominant notes of Oud Divin, and then you have the oud in the background. It's fantastic. It's very unique. Screams fall time. Also did a review a couple of years ago actually, but if you search Oud Divin, I think you will find, because you don't have a lot of reviews of this fragrance. This screams fall again. Great performance. Of course, I think this is more for the gourmand lovers, because of the coffee, the chocolate, patchouli. I mean, you also have some earthy qualities, but because of the coffee, which is realistic and has again a chocolatey nuance, I think this will serve more for people who like gourmand fragrances. But Nonetheless, even if you don't like Homme, I really advise you to check this fragrance out. Divin from Robert Piguet, great performance, again, very unique, delicious fragrance that it's perfect for fall. Divin, again, number 4 spot. In the number 3 spot, coming from the house of Amouage, and it is Epic Man. Beautiful bottle presentation, and this is vintage Amouage. This is not a vintage fragrance, but nowadays the most recent releases from Amouage, they are just okay. They are far from being like this. Intense, incensey, spicy, leathery, animalic. This is my type of Amouage fragrance. I have yet to smell Overture. I have yet to smell that one. I'm very curious to smell that one. But the rest of the fragrances, I mean, they are okay, but they are not the Amouage that I know. This one is very spicy. You have cardamom, you have nutmeg, you have pepper, you have frankincense, castoreum, leather, I mean, you name it. You have so many notes in here. This is a very masculine fragrance, gentleman, but yet quite seductive and very mysterious. But I love the spicy nuances in here. This is a very spicy fragrance with the cardamom, with nutmeg, with the pepper, with saffron, also lots of saffron in here. It's wonderful. Then you have the castoreum with the frankincense. It's amazing. Highly advise you to check this fragrance house if you have yet to. Epic Man, what a scent, perfect for fall time. Now in the number 2 spot, it's from the house of Matiere Première. And what a scent. It is Encens Suave. Wow, guys. If you love incense, you definitely need to check this fragrance out. This is one of the best incense fragrances that I ever smelled. It's a close second to Olibanum from Profumum Roma. I already did my I think it was the top 12 best incense fragrances. Back then I didn't have this one, but wow, this is of course incense, labdanum, benzoin, coffee. A lot of coffee notes actually in here in these fragrances, but the coffee here, it's there. I mean, if you dig it, yeah, you can detect some sort of coffee, but this is definitely all about the benzoin, the labdanum, and the incense. This is resinous, it's balsamic, it's a bit sweet, not overly sweet, but it's a bit sweet because of the benzoin. The benzoin gives vanillic nuances to the fragrance. And yeah, you have a bit of this powdery, dusty coffee accord. But this is so addictive. This is so addictive. This doesn't have that churchy incense nuance. No, this is frankincense, pure frankincense. So good, and it's delicious because of the coffee with the benzoin. It's very unique. It's a very unique incense. It's perfect for fall, and I highly advise you to check this fragrance out. It's an eau de parfum, great performance, lasts the entire day, projects. I mean, Matiere Première is one of the best brand discoveries of this year for me. I also have Falcon Leather, which I need to talk about. I have yet to purchase Radical Rose, which is one of the best, most addictive, sensual rose fragrances that I ever put my nose on. All of their fragrances have a natural feel. All of them are unique. And this fragrance house, it's definitely worth checking out. 100 ml for 190 euros retail, not the most affordable, but also not the most expensive, and especially for the quality, for the blend, I think you get a great scent for the price. So number 2 spot is Encens Suave from Matiere Première. And again, beautiful bottle presentation. Now my number one in the niche side of things, it's Profumum Roma, and it's one of my latest acquisitions actually. I purchased this one in late August, and it is Audace. I already wore this a lot. This is perfect for signature scent. This is vetiver, tonka bean, has licorice, has a hint of benzoin and bitter orange. This is often compared with Hermès vetiver tonka, and I can see the resemblance, and vetiver tonka came out first, but I can see the resemblance, although I much prefer this one. Vetiver tonka for me was actually a kind of a letdown. I know it has a lot of following, it has a lot of people who love that fragrance, I'm sorry, but I found it a bit thinner, a bit thin. With much, it is more about the tonka beans than the vetiver. At least on my skin, it was how I felt. This one, on the other hand, more vetiver and more character, more body. It's more thick. After all Profumum Roma fragrances are quite heavy, thick, highly concentrated, and quality is just amazing, of course. This is a perfect signature scent for the colder weather. Actually, this can be, wow, amazing. Love the licorice nuance in here. Has also a resinous nuance with the vetiver. Oh man, the vetiver here, it's so good, so good. It's a very well balanced scent, and again, like I was telling you, this, I can consider this like a signature scent overall through the entire year. I would maybe skip this one in the high heat because it's still quite heavy and dense, but other than that, I think it's still a signature scent worthy scent, especially in the fall and winter time. But I consider this more fall because still it's not as heavy as like Ambra Aurea, has Patchouli, has Sorriso, for example. It's not as heavy and not as sweet as those fragrances. It's in between. So that's why I consider this one perfect for fall, a perfect signature scent for fall. I will definitely wear this one. Actually, this is my scent of the day, Saturday. Absolutely love this one. Perfect vetiver, perfect fall fragrance. Profumum Roma Audace. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this list. Tell me in the comments down below, what fragrances will you wear during the fall period? I would love to hear your fragrances, your suggestions. Tell me everything in the comments down below, guys, and see you in the next video. Take care. Ciao.